Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada for tonight's main event. 6 rounds of heavyweight action. This should be a really good matchup here tonight. All that energy that we saw, it almost boiled over at the weigh-in yesterday. Now it gets to explode here in the ring. Garcia's making his way to the ring right now, and he's doing so with a very business-like approach to things. He's supremely confident here. Look at him make his way down to the ring. You can just see it in every step that he takes.
Remember, guys, obey my commands at all times. Let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up.
Here we go. Round number 1. El Terrible has been stunned. Wow, what an uppercut. Oh, boy, he is stunned badly. He is staggered and hurt and could go down. Teddy, what do you got to be yelling for encouragement if you're the corner?
Well, if it was a baseball game, I'd be yelling for rain. Right now, I want this stop. But what he hasn't really get is a way to clinch.
Carries that punch away. Well, as we're underway here, allow me to play fan for a moment. Garcia is absorbing a left hand. El Terrible's defense has failed him now. Oh, man, shot after shot coming in. Garcia is not looking so solid on his feet, and he's clinching. That's a smart veteran move. Give yourself a break.
Yeah, to be a top fighter, to be a champion someday, you have to sometimes put your pride over on the side. He's doing that right now. It's not about pride right now. It's about being smart and surviving.
Right hand over the top, very accurate with it. He clearly came in with a strategy here tonight, Teddy. And so many times, it's, hey, I'm going to bang that drum.
Yeah, he is banging that.
Oh, he is absolutely affected by that right hand. Never saw it coming. Worst kind of right hand that can catch. He should tie up here. Garcia's showing you a little defensive skill there. And they'll move away from that punch. Last 10 seconds of this first round. The end of the round has arrived. And now an opportunity for the trainer here to get his hands on this guy. This guy just got tagged pretty good there. And when he looks into his eyes, what is he looking for?
Oh, first of all, he's looking to see whether or not his guy is still there. You know, he got stunned pretty good. And then what he has to do is make sure his guy is listening to him and telling him, hey, look, you got caught. You've been caught before. This is the way we can fix it. This is what you got to do to correct things.
Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Scores with the uppercut. Took a go of it to the body, but came up empty. Zones in on that overhand right. based on what happened earlier when he got hurt.
Yeah, he's got to find a way.
Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Oh, what an uppercut. He's just grabbing onto his opponent. Hits him in the mug with the right. Final 10 seconds. End of the round there. He was able to stun his opponent. Teddy, when you're training a guy that's coming off a round where he just got to his man, what do you do? Do you say, hey, I saw that, and here's how you did it? How do you approach that?
Well, you want to make sure you remind them exactly what you're talking about, how he set it up. Don't think about just a big punch that landed. Remember how you got to that point.
He seems fully recovered to me. Here we are, the start of a new round, and a fighter that got tagged hard in the last round seems as fresh as could be.
Well, when you push a fighter, when you push a human being to a dark place, that's when you're going to find out what's right inside of them, what's great inside of them, and he's responding just that way.
We just have not seen the big shots from this guy. He is not throwing the power punches, Teddy. What would you say to him?
Well, first of all, I would say to him, what do you think, that he's going to make a deal with you? If you don't hit him hard, he won't hit you hard? No, it doesn't work like that, my friend. He's going to get confidence now. He's going to take advantage of this.
Garcia is on the bad end of a very impressive hook up top. Not much action as he just ties up. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Nice work to the midsection with the left. Good flush shot upstairs. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. Able to land with the right. And that's the end of round 3.
You need to move your head side to side. Okay, I want to see that head moving, all right?
Okay. Yeah, keep boxing. You're doing great. You're making it hard for him to hit you.
Well, let's look at Teddy's scorecard through 3 rounds. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. You see what happens when he commits to the uppercut. Look at that. Great work there. Not what he was looking for. That's a miss right there by El Terrible. El Terrible sitting back right now, Teddy, and looking for that counter punch opportunity, isn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's waiting, you know, he sees that his opponent is in his armory, so to speak. You know, he's in his castle. He's getting him to come out of his castle. He wants him to come out of his castle, so now he can attack.
90 seconds to go in round number 4. Well, that was his intention, and that's what he's doing. Not engaging in the fight, but clinching. Look at that! Good shot. What a nice uppercut. Garcia's down.
That's the danger of that punch. You can't put the low where you can get your legs under it, and you don't see it.
He went down from a big shot. Now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
Oh, that was a smart move right there. He was hurt, but then he held on.
Absolutely, Judge, but a stupid move, a bad move from the fighter who was having him hurt. He should have taken a little step back and not allowed him to grab him.
Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to maybe reflect on this overall fight. Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Start of a new round, and it seems like a whole new man. Hard to believe that this is the fighter that was just knocked down in the last round.
Well, he's got some of those great recovery skills, kind of like Arturo Gatti used to always have. You know, he was a guy that he could be battered, he could look like he was barely hanging on, and then all of a sudden the next round, he looked good to go.
And yet another good shot comes in. Can he get up from this? He's done it before, but can he get up from a second time now? Garcia's back up on his feet. Now, what will be interesting to see here is how he reacts in the next few moments. There's a nice left hand able to get in. All-out war. Back and forth they go, trading blows halfway through this round.
Joe, I've been to smorgasbords where you can eat all you want. You can just keep going back to that buffet line. Well, this is where you get all the punches you could ever ask for.
Now he ties up there. This is excessive holding we're seeing here now. Good shot there with that left. Smart punch right there. The uppercut worked. And now looking to hang on. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Final 10 seconds of this fifth round. End of the round of what has been a very close and highly competitive fight. Teddy, how do you see this right now?
I see it almost dead even. And I see whoever finishes the rounds, because in these kind of tight rounds, if you finish up good, the judges remember it.
This is it. Final round. This is what champions are made of. Nice.
This has been a real good one tonight. And now it comes down to this, the final round.
him, Joe, is if his opponent doesn't move his hand, if he doesn't take advantage of it.
And now just wasting away some time with that clinch. Solid hook. Just a minute and a half left in the fight. Scored well upstairs with the right hand. Now hugging on the inside. He just missed it. There it is! Can he beat the count? I don't think so here, Teddy.
Now I know where they got that saying, falling like a sack of potatoes.
You give him a lot of credit for even getting up from that knockdown, but he still has to impress and move forward.
Well, I applaud him. I give him credit, but I also think
Did you see that? Garcia down and he may be out. That's it. The fight is over. El Terrible smashed and he can't get up. Unable to beat the count. That woke up the fans. Wow, did that wake up the fans. A fight that was assured of heading to the judges' scorecards. It ends by knockout.
that's why as a trainer, you like a fight that's close, that's closely contested. There's a little danger going on because then you know that your guy's going to stay alert. Here, there was no danger. He fell asleep, and now he is asleep.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Thanks for being with us, everyone. Glad you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, for tonight's main event. 10 rounds of lightweight action. This should be a good one tonight. Both fighters say they are primed, coming off a very intense and passionate training camp. Davis is giving us one of those attitudes like, hey, it's just another day at the office. I know exactly what I'm about to do. Oscar De La Hoya's making his way to the ring right now, and you can just see in his eyes what his intentions are tonight.
All right, gentlemen. Protect yourselves at all times. Let's touch him up.
Well, they've been waiting for this moment, and now they get it. Round one underway.
There's more room for defensive error with the taller fighter, I assume, here?
Yes, there is, because now all of a sudden you're punching down. You're taught to punch on a straight plane where you don't leave anything open. You punch down, and somebody comes up with a punch, next thing you know, you're picking yourself up off the canvas.
Comes right back at him with the left hand. Well off the mark by Davis. De La Hoya's defense. Is it ever good? Look at how easy he's able to block those punches. Halfway through round number one. And he's holding. Nice work, the left hand to the head. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. 10 seconds to go in this round. This round comes to an end. A round in which this fighter threw a lot of punches, didn't land a lot of punches. I'll tell you, what advice can you give to him if you're the trainer?
Well, first of all, deal with the psychological part. Joe, don't forget, 75% of this game is psychological. Don't let him get discouraged, because even though he's not going to say nothing, in his head he's starting to get discouraged. Just say to him, hey, listen, you're going to catch him. Let's shorten him up a little bit. And you know what? He's moving his head, so go to the body. Because now you're going to hit him a little in the body, because the body's not moving.
Here we go. Round two is underway. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Little head hunting with the left. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. De La Hoya's really in position to control things in this fight if he can do what he did just there, and that's land a good, solid jab.
Oscar De La Hoya is very proud of his Mexican-American heritage. He comes from East LA. But yet, there was always a struggle at certain stages of his career to align with that demographic, compared to how easily Fernando Vargas, a Southern California rival, had it with that audience.
I think he felt like, and he's still,
Iceman's hit by a right hand. Well, he may be in bad shape, but all of a sudden, he's able to avoid punches and survive.
you know, boxing is a funny business. It's a metaphor for life. You know, sometimes you have somebody outside and they don't say what they want to say. They have to have a drink, a little alcohol to start saying the things that are on their mind. Sometimes a fight is no different. You know, he gets hurt, and now all of a sudden all his inhibitions are gone, and now he's doing all the things he's supposed to do because he's not thinking about anything except the things he should have been thinking about. It's automatic.
Listen, I don't want to see you against the ropes. As soon as you feel the ropes, move away. You're doing fine. You just beat it to the punch, that's all. You need to throw more. If you're not punching, he is.
Considering the fact that in the last round, he got tagged hard, he looks great right now to open up this round.
Well, I'm not shocked because I think he has character. I think there's substance to him. And the only way that you find the metal of a person is when you test him, when you push him up against the cliff. And he's being tested now, and he's showing what he's made of.
Went to the body there, but unable to connect.
Left and right. Left and right. Come on, baby.
Iceman's blocking ability is doing well for him there. Oh, that's good stuff. Fired it right back with one of his own. Good work by Oscar De La Hoya. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. De La Hoya with a huge uppercut.
You're not focusing. Pace yourself.
Davis is doing exactly what you should to be a strong defensive fighter. You got to block those punches away. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. 10 seconds to go in this third round. Three minutes gone by in this round.
Keep your distance, all right? Don't get careless. Please, don't get careless.
That's it. That's it. I need another round just like that, all right? You're doing good. Keep it up. Listen, the best defense is throw punches.
So with 3 rounds complete, we take a look at Teddy's scorecard. Davis is throwing lots of punches and not many are landing. But what's that old saying? Hey, you put enough out there, something's going to stick.
Well, at least he's controlling the rhythm. He's keeping control of the pace right now. And at least when you're throwing, your opponent, for the most part, he's being handcuffed a little bit.
You see him holding out. Oh, he just misses with that headshot.
go here in this round.
Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. De La Hoya is showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. Teddy, what would you recommend based on what we're seeing here tonight?
Well, 2 aspirin and then actually, I would say a little counterpunching would be just what the doctor ordered.
That's a better prescription for me.
10 seconds to go in the fourth. The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation. Like, going with decision, as you just touched on, has not been in their minds at all.
Round number 5 has arrived. Davis is just punching air that time. His opponent was able to get out of the way. He's committing to the work downstairs. He puts forth a right hand. De La Hoya is making for a very frustrating round now for his opponent because he's moving so much. He's really utilizing that ring and showing that he's got the better footwork.
Yeah, he's doing what the old times would say, Joe. He's giving angles, keeping his opponent off balance. His opponent is strong, but he needs to be set to punch. He's making sure he doesn't allow him to get set. Doesn't give him that kind of landscape.
He got all into that one. That was a solid uppercut. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds. And the round comes to an end. De La Hoya's in dominating form here tonight. He's doing everything he wanted to do, and he's ahead on our scorecards ringside.
Yeah, but don't forget, he's in the other guy's hometown. So don't let up too soon. Don't start partying too soon. You know, still keep doing the things you were doing to get you to this place.
Breathe. Deep breath. You're in control of this fight. But don't get careless out there. Keep boxing smart. He's done. He's done. I want you to double up and down.
Here we are, the start of another round, and if everything goes according to the way the first half of this fight went, he's going to be coasting in for an easy win.
Well, if his opponent goes along with it, he definitely will, but maybe he'll change the script a little. Flip the script a bit.
Oh, I missed that way. And you can see he wanted to do that as he holds on now. Not able to land the headshot.
is now serving him well. Nice job blocking that punch. He's got that certain something that's a well-acquired skill in this craft of boxing, and that is superb defense, and it's on target tonight.
It is. The old timers would say, you know, that's the hard thing, is to learn defense. You know, the easy part, the fun part is letting your hands go. So he got the hard part down. Guess what? He's enjoying the fun part right now because of it.
Keep the distance. Keep the distance. Come on, kid. Focus now. I need you to focus. Do that again. That look good. Do that one more time.
Well, you can see what he wanted to do there, but unable to land that body shot. And from long range, he's able to get his target he wanted.
And when you have somebody throwing long punches, what you don't want to do is what he did. Pull back straight.
Focus. Focus.
Oh, a good right hand by Oscar De La Hoya.
End of that round, and what I take away from it is that he has a great grasp of what the judges look for. Good, clean, effective punching has him in control.
Well, that's what happens when you have a good amateur background where you're real calm. That's your office. You're able to see things. You don't see one way to hit a guy, not even two. You see 4 or 5 ways to hit a guy with the same punch. And he's showing that right now.
Just big punches, okay? Use your speed. Double the punches. I need to see some power.
Tough to believe that he can turn things around quickly. Hard to believe, based on the end of that last round, that he was even able to survive.
Well, if you read up on Houdini, the great escape artist, it's hard to believe that he escaped some of the positions he was in. Remember that box with the chains around him and everything underwater? He got out of this.
Jab. Got the jab. Use the jab. Use the jab.
Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault.
Oh, what a whip by Iceman.
He clinches when he gets to the inside. Very nice work to the head. The right hand landed. De La Hoya showing us a real solid skill set here with his head movement. Teddy, how much of that is just natural athletic ability and instincts, and how much of that is being trained?
Well, most of it's trained well. If I take a guy off the street, though, and he hasn't been taught anything, he's going to throw punches. But usually he's not going to have a good defense. That's something that has to be attained. That's something that has to be taught. This guy has been taught good defensive fundamentals.
He missed with that headshot.
He's free.
Not supposed to be fighting, but instead he's hunting.
Keep this fight in the center of the ring, okay? He can... All right. You are dominating this fight. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. Good. Nice work. Listen, I want you to go downstairs and upstairs, okay? Body.
I wonder if there's an answer to change this, Teddy. Here we are in round number 8, and it has become a one-sided fight as he has strung round after round together.
You know, that's the right question, Joe, but you got to ask it to the right guy. Not to the guy who's winning. He's going to keep doing it. Why would he change it? The opponent needs to be asked that question. Do you want to change this?
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. De La Hoya is in a good rhythm defensively here. Teddy, what is
his ability to anticipate.
You know, also, it's the teaching. Let's give the trainers credit. Of course, let's give his background of the amateurs credit, but he learned how to get away from punches. This is techniques that we taught to him.
And oh, what a good, strong uppercut by Oscar De La Hoya.
90 seconds to go, halfway through round 8.
Wow, what an impressive left hand by Iceman. Big shot there. Davis is down.
With that whole face, he never showed anything, and then he stuck it right in there.
So now the question becomes, after that knockdown, and he has gotten up, how does he survive?
So this is where instincts kick in. You got to start moving that head automatically right now. You don't want to stay in the middle.
Scores up top to the left.
Last 10 seconds of the 8th round.
Looking good. He's tired. He's tired. He's got nothing left. Now listen, I need you to double up your punches and keep the lead, all right? He's almost done. You had him that round. You're in control. Next round, let's keep easy.
And we keep your distance and stay away from him. Keep throwing that jab, all right? Keep throwing that jab. Listen, I need to see some counters, okay? Whenever he misses, you got to count.
How quickly can he recover? That's one of the questions that will be answered early on in this round after being knocked down in that last round.
So what he has to do is go out there, be defensive-minded. I think get a little time early on. Don't worry about winning or pressing the first part of the round. Just get himself together, then start picking the advance round.
Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. Davis is in a cycle right now that's not paying off for him. He has been busy. Yes, he's committed to trying to be on the attack, but not enough of these punches are landing.
You know, I would not call this guy in, from what I've seen, to paint my house. Because, I mean, this guy looks like he paints graffiti boards. I mean, he's just throwing stuff in there, like you said. And it's just, it's not making the picture you want to see. It's not accurate. It's not effective.
Relax. Deep breath. Keep moving. Keep moving. Still moving. Move.
Gotta try to do better than that. He missed with that hook.
Iceman's damaged by a right hand. Big shot he just scored with. And he goes down again. Will he get up from it? So he is able to get up to his feet after that knockdown. But Teddy, it's what's ahead that's the problem.
Yeah, we're getting a peek right now into his heart, into his soul.
And that's the end of round 9.
De La Hoya is feeling great right now, and why not? He just scored the knockdown, and now he's got that eye. He's got that target, that vision. He knows what he can get at.
And there's no reason why he wouldn't have that. Right now, the only thing that he has to be careful that he doesn't have is overconfidence. He doesn't get reckless.
stick with the game plan. But Teddy, that game plan saw him knocked down earlier in this fight. What would you be telling him?
You know, in some ways I tell him good because you have to go with what you have. You know, you can't completely change. That's not possible in the course of the fight. You are who you are. So it's not the game plan necessarily, Joe, or the style that's wrong. It's the execution of the game plan. That has to be done better.
De La Hoya's right hand scores well that time. And now he's targeting upstairs. De La Hoya is able to get to the inside. When he does get there, boy, he packs a lot with that uppercut.
Well, hey, you're right, Joe. He does pack a lot because he's able to really snap that shoulder up. He's able to get real taut. You know, he pivots in the hip. You know, he brings it up from the ground.
Teddy did a smart thing right there. Just created enough space and then landed the counter punch.
Looked like the Willie the Wolf, the little great Willie Peck. Made him miss, made him pay.
10 seconds to go in this, the final round. Iceman's well off the mark that time. Final bell of what was a one-sided outing.
Well, this one is easy to score. At least it should be.
Let's hear how the judges had it. We'll send it up to the ring. De La Hoya's work tonight was well rewarded. A unanimous decision win. Teddy, you saw it all along.
It was easy, and he saw it all along. That's the thing. He